Welcome to my channel Coin Provenance. Today we will discover the most rare coin that was sold for millions in auction. Stick to the end to find shocking truth about these rare coins. The 1965 Lincoln penny was produced during one of the most complex and pressured periods in United States mint history, a time when economic forces, metal prices, and public behavior collided to reshape American coinage. In the early 1960s, the nation was experiencing a severe coin shortage. Rising silver prices made dimes, quarters, and half-dollars worth more as metal than as money, leading millions of Americans to hoard coins rather than spend them. Although the penny contained no silver, it was still affected by the disruption in circulation, and the mint was forced to dramatically increase production to keep everyday commerce functioning. By 1965, the situation had grown serious enough that Congress intervened with the Coinage Act of 1965, a law that permanently changed U.S. coins. One of its most unusual provisions was the temporary elimination of mint marks, which were removed from all coins dated 1965, 1966, and 1967. The goal was to discourage collectors from saving coins based on where they were made. As a result, every 1965 Lincoln penny bears no mint mark, even though all were struck at the Philadelphia Mint. To flood the economy with small change, production was pushed to extraordinary levels, and more than 1.8 billion pennies dated 1965 entered circulation, making it one of the highest mintage cents in American history. Despite the urgency of production, the design of the 1965 Lincoln penny remained unchanged, continuing a tradition that had already lasted more than half a century. The obverse features the portrait of Abraham Lincoln, a design first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. Created by sculptor Victor David Brenner, the portrait marked the first time a real historical figure appeared on a regularly circulating U.S. coin. Lincoln is shown facing to the right, with carefully modeled facial features that convey calm authority and dignity. Brenner's design was heavily influenced by classical medallic art, emphasizing realism rather than idealization. Above Lincoln's head appears the motto, "In God We Trust," while the word liberty is placed to the left of the portrait. The date 1965 appears to the right, and although no mint mark is present, Brenner's initials, VDB, can be found subtly engraved at the base of Lincoln's shoulder. This small detail connects the coin directly to its original artist and remains an important point of interest for collectors. The reverse of the 1965 Lincoln penny features the Lincoln Memorial, a design introduced in 1959 to replace the long-running wheat ears reverse. The memorial design was created by Frank Gasparro, who would later serve as chief engraver of the United States Mint. Gasparro's reverse was chosen to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth and to give the cent a more modern, architectural appearance. The memorial is shown with strong vertical columns and clean lines, creating a sense of depth and symmetry. One of the most remarkable details is the tiny seated statue of Lincoln visible inside the memorial, centered between the columns. This detail is so precise that it makes the Lincoln cent one of the few U.S. coins to depict the same individual on both sides. Above the memorial is the Latin phrase, E pluribus unum, while United States of America curves along the top edge of the coin and 1 cent is centered at the bottom. This reverse design would remain in use for nearly 50 years, until it was retired in 2008. In terms of composition, the 1965 Lincoln penny belongs to the final generation of traditional bronze cents. It is composed of 95% copper and 5% zinc, giving it a solid copper structure and a warm reddish tone when new. The coin weighs 3.11 grams, has a diameter of 19.05 millimeters, and features a plain edge. This composition was standard for Lincoln cents from 1909 until 1982, when rising copper prices forced the mint to switch to a copper-plated zinc core. Because of its high copper content, the 1965 penny is often grouped with other pre-1982 cents that are popular with collectors and metal content enthusiasts alike. Although the vast majority of 1965 Lincoln pennies are common and remain worth only face value in circulated condition, collector value increases significantly when condition and strike quality are considered. Most examples encountered today show heavy wear, discoloration, or surface marks from decades of circulation. However, uncirculated coins with original red luster are far scarcer than their massive mintage numbers might suggest. Coins graded at high mint state levels by professional grading services can command strong premiums, particularly those with sharp details, clean fields, and vibrant color. Even more desirable are 1965 special mint set pennies, which were produced using specially prepared dies and planchets. These coins display superior surface quality and sharper strikes and were never intended for everyday circulation. At major auctions, top-grade examples of 1965 Lincoln pennies, especially special mint set issues, have sold for hundreds and, in exceptional cases, thousands of dollars. For decades, the 1965 Lincoln penny has been dismissed as one of the most ordinary coins in American circulation, a product of mass production during a time of economic stress. With more than 1 billion examples struck, it seems like the last coin anyone would expect to become rare or valuable. Yet in the world of numismatics, rarity is not always determined by how many coins were made, but by how many were made differently. Hidden among the flood of 1965 pennies are a small number of extraordinary mistakes, and it is these minting errors that transformed a common cent into one of the most talked-about coins in modern collecting history. The year 1965 was chaotic at the United States Mint. The nation was suffering from a severe coin shortage, and production demands were pushed to extreme levels. Speed became the priority, and quality control struggled to keep up. Mint employees were striking coins around the clock, dies were used longer than normal, and planchets were moved rapidly through the system. Under these conditions, mistakes were inevitable. While most errors were caught and destroyed, a few escaped into circulation, unnoticed at the time, blending in with millions of normal pennies. Some of the most valuable 1965 Lincoln pennies are those struck on the wrong metal planchets. During this period, the mint was transitioning materials for other denominations, and in rare cases, penny dies struck blanks intended for different coins. These off-metal errors are instantly recognizable to experienced collectors because of their unusual color, weight, and composition. A 1965 penny struck on a silver or foreign planchet is no longer a 1-cent coin but a unique artifact of a broken process, and uniqueness is the foundation of extreme value. Other rare examples include double die errors, where the design appears duplicated due to misalignment during die creation, as well as coins struck with dramatic off-center impressions or multiple strikes. Even more elusive are special mint set errors. In 1965, the mint produced special mint sets instead of traditional proof coins, using higher quality dies and planchets. Any error occurring during this process created a coin that combined superior surfaces with a catastrophic mistake, an almost unheard-of combination. What makes these coins so valuable is not just the error itself, but survival. Out of more than 1 billion pennies, only a handful of significant error coins are known to exist, and even fewer remain in high-grade condition. Many were spent unknowingly, damaged, or lost over time. The ones that survived did so by chance, often sitting unnoticed in collections for years before being recognized for what they truly were. As collector demand for extreme rarities has grown, competition for unique error coins has intensified. Wealthy collectors are no longer just buying coins, they are buying exclusivity. Owning a one-of-a-kind mint error means owning something no one else can replicate, regardless of money. This has driven prices into territory once thought impossible for a simple penny. Over the years, several high-profile 1965 Lincoln penny errors have surfaced, selling for staggering sums in private transactions and elite auctions. Each new discovery added fuel to the coin's mystique, pushing its legend further. Then came the story that changed everything. According to reports circulated within elite collecting circles, one extraordinary 1965 Lincoln penny, struck with a catastrophic minting error and preserved in exceptional condition, was sold in a closed, high-level auction attended by private collectors. The final price was said to be $12 million, a number so shocking that it instantly elevated the coin into legendary status. The details of the buyer and seller were never publicly disclosed, and the transaction was not part of a standard, open auction catalog, which only added to the mystery. Some collectors debated the claim, others accepted it as proof of how far the market had evolved. But one thing was undeniable. The story permanently changed how people viewed the 1965 Lincoln penny. No longer just a product of mass production, it became a symbol of how a single mistake, made under pressure nearly 60 years ago, could transform a humble cent into a multi-million-dollar treasure. Whether viewed as legend, reported reality, or the ultimate example of numismatic possibility, the tale of the $12 million 1965 Lincoln penny serves as a powerful reminder. In the world of rare coins, history, error, and chance can collide in ways that defy logic, turning pocket change into priceless artifacts and proving that sometimes the most valuable treasures are hiding in plain sight. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Coin Provenance for future updates about rare coins.
Stay tuned.